On November 24, 1946. In Burlington, at the Elizabeth Loan Home for Unwed Mothers, a child was born. His name was Theodore Robert Cowell. From the very beginning, his life was filled with mystery. His mother, Eleanor Louise Cowell, raised him. But his father's identity was never truly known. One name appeared on his birth certificate, Lloyd Marshall. Later, another story emerged about a sailor named Jack Worthington, but investigations found no proof that this man even existed. Even more disturbing, some family members suspected that his own grandfather might have been his real father. He grew up in a world built on secrets. He was raised by his grandparents, believing they were his parents, and that his own mother was actually his sister. For years, he believed this lie. Until one day, he discovered the truth. In 1950, his mother moved to Washington and married Johnny Bundy. From that moment, everything changed. The name Theodore Cowell slowly disappeared, and a new identity was born: Ted Bundy. He appeared normal, intelligent, and charming. Someone people could easily trust. But beneath that calm and friendly face, something dark was growing, a hidden side that no one could see. And one day, that darkness would shock the entire world. From a young age, Ted Bundy appeared to be a very active and promising individual. He was involved in different social activities. He regularly attended church and even served as the vice president of a youth religious group. He also joined the Boy Scouts and showed strong potential there. In sports and daily life, he seemed confident and capable. As he grew older, he studied at multiple universities, though his academic journey was not very stable. Later, he became involved in political work, supporting the Republican Party. In 1971, he even volunteered at a crisis center in Seattle. There, people described him as charming, intelligent, and highly likable. Many believe he had the potential to become a lawyer, a politician, or even a senator. But his life took a completely different path. Behind that friendly face, there was something much darker. Ted Bundy had a very attractive personality. He was tall, well-spoken, and confident. People trusted him easily. And this became one of his most powerful tools. He used his appearance and behavior to gain trust. Especially from young women. At first, everything seemed normal. But over time, a pattern began to appear. Several young women started going missing. These incidents were not random. There was a method behind them. He would often pretend to be injured, using a cast or acting helpless. Then he would ask for help. When someone tried to assist him, they would unknowingly step into danger. One of the early known cases involved a university student named Linda Ann Healy. She disappeared from her home, and the case shocked the community. After that, similar incidents began to happen more frequently. Young women would vanish without a trace. Authorities started noticing similarities between the cases. One major incident took place at Lake Sammamish State Park. It was a crowded summer day, filled with people enjoying the weather. In that environment, Bundy approached multiple women, asking for help. One woman, Janice Ott, agreed to help him. Later that same day, another young woman, Denise Naslund, also disappeared. These events raised serious concern. Witnesses were able to describe a man named Ted, with a calm voice and an injured arm. This small detail became a crucial clue. As the number of missing persons increased, fear began to spread. People started asking Cologne. Who was behind all this? And how could someone so normal be connected to something so disturbing? At that time, no one fully understood the truth. But slowly, the pieces of the puzzle were coming together. Bundy's crimes were different from the very beginning. He used his charm and intelligence to get close to young women. Then, he would overpower them, often leaving his victims unconscious. His methods were calculated, and he knew how to avoid being caught. At first, authorities had no idea what they were dealing with. In 1975, on one summer day, Bundy was stopped by the highway police. Officer Robert Howard noticed a car driving suspiciously fast with its lights off. He began to chase the vehicle. After about a dozen blocks, Bundy finally stopped. When the officer searched the car, he found a ski mask, gloves, a crowbar, and handcuffs. At first, it looked like a simple robbery case, Even after checking his home, nothing suspicious was found. So, Bundy was released. But fate had a strange twist. Right nearby, in a room close to the police search, he had hidden photographs, proof of his dark acts. It was a chilling reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that sometimes the most dangerous people are those who seem normal. As time passed, Ted Bundy slowly came under the attention of investigators. Detectives began questioning people near the areas where the incidents had taken place. And something unusual stood out. The descriptions given by witnesses often matched Bundy's appearance. Because of this, he was repeatedly called in for questioning. He had to appear in court multiple times, facing constant investigation. Eventually, in 1976, he was sentenced to prison. But this was only the beginning of a much more shocking story. Something that felt almost like a movie. In 1977, Bundy was transferred to Aspen for further legal proceedings. And there, he made an unexpected decision. He refused to take help from a lawyer. Instead, he chose to defend himself. At first, it seemed like confidence. But soon, it became clear he had something else in mind. One day, Bundy was taken to the courthouse library. He said he needed books to prepare for his case. At that moment, he was not fully restrained. No heavy chains, no strict supervision. And that was all he needed. Quietly, he moved toward a window hidden behind a bookshelf. And in a sudden moment, he jumped. From the second floor. He was injured, but he didn't stop. Without wasting time, he changed his appearance and disappeared into the nearby mountains. For several days, he managed to stay hidden. But the escape didn't last long. Soon after returning toward the city, he was captured again. It was a shocking moment for authorities. But no one knew yet. This was only the first escape. And what would come next? That would be even more unbelievable. After being captured again, Ted Bundy was placed under stricter supervision. But even inside prison, he was already planning his next move. Slowly and patiently, he found a way to escape. Using a small tool, he began working on the ceiling of his cell. Every evening, when others were busy, he continued quietly. Day by day, the opening grew larger. At the same time, he reduced his body weight to fit through it. Finally, the moment came. He climbed through the ceiling, and entered the space above the prison. From there, he searched for a way out. At one point, people even noticed strange sounds. But no one took it seriously. And that small mistake changed everything. On a quiet December night, when the prison was less alert, Bundy made his move. He arranged items in his bed to make it look like he was sleeping. Then, through the opening, he slipped away. This time, he successfully escaped. By the time authorities realized what had happened, he was already far gone. He traveled across different cities, eventually arriving in Tallahassee under a false identity. There, he lived quietly, blending in with everyday life. He moved around like an ordinary person, and no one suspected who he really was. But soon, a disturbing incident shook the area. Late at night, unusual activity was reported in a student residence. Witnesses described a man dressed in dark clothing moving quickly through the building. Several people were injured, and the event created fear across the community. It became clear that something was terribly wrong. Not long after, another incident occurred nearby. This time, quick action from others interrupted the situation, and the attacker fled. Authorities intensified their search. They knew they were dealing with someone dangerous, but they still didn't know his true identity. Finally, in 1978, a police officer in Pensacola noticed a suspicious vehicle parked behind a closed building. The car seemed out of place. As the officer kept watching, the driver suddenly tried to leave. This raised even more suspicion. The officer followed the car. Soon, it was confirmed that the vehicle was stolen. After a short chase, the driver was forced to stop. As the officer approached carefully, the man inside tried to escape one last time. But this time, he failed. He was arrested and taken into custody. At that moment, the police still didn't fully realize who they had just captured. But soon, the truth would come out. And the name behind it all. Ted Bundy would shock the entire nation.
If you want to learn more about Ted Bundy, I'll make another video on it. Let me know in the comments how you like this video. And if you want to discover more dark and shocking real stories, make sure to subscribe to the channel.